All right, we are back. It's the Circling Back podcast presented by Vizzy Hard Seltzer. It's the only hard seltzer with vitamin C and, Dylan,
Superfruit acerola.
Superfruit acerola.
As it is the only way I enjoy my hard seltzer.
A lot of people were saying that we wouldn't record today. They're like, man, nobody's working. These guys aren't going to be working. They're not going to be in the stew. They're not going to be shooting shots in the gym.
I was talking to Bay this morning. I was like, what do you got for work today? And she goes, oh, we have off. And I said, oh, yeah. I forgot Wash Media is just built different.
That's crazy. Like, they take a day off? Like,
yeah.
Because they stayed up till 10:30 listening to fireworks?
Dude, no days off. We put in, like, so many hours. It's crazy.
Will's not here. Will's in northern Michigan with the fam.
The Harbor Springs area.
Yeah, not the UP. Don't confuse those two things.
Right.
So I'm here, and I'm gonna be doing this deal. So if you don't like it, just email will@washedmedia.com. We do have a guest host though.
Hi, haters.
Oh,
we know that voice.
Hello, fam.
There goes that man.
Micah.
It's Micah Weiner.
That's right. Thank you.
Always Micah.
Me.
In the middle of his yoga journey.
That's true. A lot of yoga for your boy. Trying to get loose.
I know you go with the undershirt.
You know, it's a new thing that I'm doing.
It's undershirt season.
It's undershirt season.
What does Pitts do?
I don't know if it helps or hurts, to be honest. It just seems right.
All right, man.
It's a new look for me.
Do you?
Yeah.
So if you're new here and you're like, all right, who's this guy hosting? Who's this guy guest hosting? I normally don't host. As I said, Will hosts.
I'm pretty sure that our listeners are familiar with you at this point.
We have new listeners all the time.
Okay, well.
It's called a reset, a hard reset. But this guy, Micah, if you're new here, he used to produce our old podcast, Touching Base.
I remember that.
Bases
yeah.
were touched.
Yeah, I remember that.
Thanks to Micah. Yeah.
He was even though he spoke the least on that podcast, he was the most polarizing figure
Between serving up tacos back behind his taco bar.
Straight up taco bar.
Slamming the door and tossing cans into the trash can from 12 feet away. He was actually a pretty damn good producer.
Damn good producer until
Wow,
he got a
thank
phone
you.
call mid-pod, and he would just get up and walk out of the room and take it and not really tell us anything. We were like, all right, I guess Micah's going to be gone for the next 5 to 8 minutes.
It was probably an important call. It's great to be back with you guys. For those of you who don't know who I am, I would encourage you to find me on the social medias at Micah Weiner, MICAHWIENER. Not on Twitter at the moment because I have been hacked on my verified Twitter account.
It has been a downright journey with this Twitter account.
It certainly has. It
started off as yours.
Yes.
Then it was hijacked by our friend J-Bone.
Correct.
Became verified.
J-Bone managed to verify what was clearly a satire account.
When we learned of this news live on a Touching Base episode.
That's true.
Actually.
And a legendary episode.
Yes.
At least in my mind.
So you've had it all these years, and now it is changed hands once again. And we don't know who has your account.
Well, someone calling themselves Thugger.
Whoever it
so
is.
I don't think it's Slim Thug, but it could be.
Whoever this has blocked me, and I don't appreciate it. And I believe Dave is also blocked.
He or she or they are assholes.
I would like it if it was Slim Thug. That would be a turn of events.
That would be kind of sick.
That would be cool. If it's J-Bone, I will hunt him down and murder him.
I don't think it's Bone. Bone wouldn't do that.
We'll talk to Bone on Wednesday about it.
You'll find out.
We'll ask him live.
I don't think it's the Bone, but I think there's a greater than 0% chance it's the Bone.
He's probably suspect number one.
I mean, that's right. He's probably the most. It's not him, but it's most likely him.
Based on history, he's got to be. Yeah, he's on the list.
Guys, if you're not already doing so, please go follow at Circling Back Pod and at Washed Media on your social media platform.
Lots of good content recently.
Mainly Twitter and Instagram.
Thank you.
Check those out.
The Wash Media Grom has been outstanding recently.
Shout out to the Meep team.
It's been a point of we've done some things, man. We made some things happen, and I'm glad that people are noticing. Thank you.
Also, leave a review and a 5-star rating. Tell a friend about the podcast. If you want to become what did we decide? Will wants it to be the Circling Back Deputies.
It's basically an ambassador, but I don't know what he's doing.
I am more privy to or prone to calling them sheriffs just because it has a little bit more power in the line of authority, but whatever. Tell a friend, tell a coworker, tell a cousin, tell somebody you don't like. I don't care. Check out youtube.com/washedmedia. We've got content there. We've got a very full service turnkey video team led by Randy Trimbacki, who we'll hear from shortly. And shout out to the interns, Timo and Cool. What's his name? Cool Adam. I almost forgot. I almost said Cool Randy, and like that's not a thing. And by the way, we do Patreon stuff too. Tomorrow we'll be talking Bachelorette, Dylan and I, and a mystery guest. And then on Thursday or Friday, well, confusingly, we do Friday voicemails, but we release it on Thursday now. What do you think about that business decision, Micah?
Okay.
Okay.
I think that the optimized backers deserve the content as soon as they can get it. So it's probably a smart business decision.
If you want to wait, you can wait. If you want to edge our content, feel free to edge, or you can just get it right then.
If it's a Friday tradition, just wait.
There you go. Damn. Speaking of traditions, we got
good to have something to look forward to.
You want to give some shout-outs real
Sure.
quick?
Is this the dude in the bar?
Shout out
Dirty Bills. Who are we shouting out?
We'll close with that. We'll close with Dad Ass.
Okay.
Right now, we're going to give a shout out to John Duda, friend of the program, Internet Party Zone, who is down bad, very bad. Out jogging on his lunch break, hit by a vehicle, and he's alive and well. Not well. He had surgery to restructure his ankle, but like he's in good spirits.
He's down mega bad.
He will recover.
I believe he saw bone, which is you don't want to see bone.
So that's a compound fracture.
Unless it's J-bone, you don't want to see bone.
You don't want, well, you don't really want to see that either.
Yeah.
Let's get serious. Yeah, shouts to Duda.
He's down bad, but I
he'll
lifted
get
his
through it.
spirits this morning with a picture that I sent him that he needed it. He needed it.
You sent him a photo
I did, yeah.
of what?
Of a young man, a gentleman, bellied up to a bar in Austin, Texas, that with an absolute just caked up mega dumper on him.
Just a wagon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, also sneaky shout out to Ape Shit Supplements for the care package. This is free ad. They sent us. We have not tried any of their product, but they saw not my video, not our video, but Dylan's
video.
Dylan's somewhat mega viral TikTok video. Real or fake?
I tipped to Timo, but it was my video.
Real or fake pre-workouts. They apparently saw it and they're like, we got to get these guys some sups. And those sups include orangutan juice. Or was it orangutan blood? What was it?
It's juice, orangutan juice.
And then there's another one in there like...
I think it's just like gummy bear, so some gummy bear flavored stuff.
Yeah.
They sent us all kinds of pre-workouts and BCAA type stuff.
It looks like the kind of stuff that's going to make your
powder.
ears tingle. You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're speaking.
What you're looking for.
This is the kind of stuff where I'm going to pull back the curtain on Brad Key. Brad Key, there's a time he's Micah's co-host on Backdoor Cover, right?
Yes, yes.
And so Brad used to be our ad guy at our old company, and Brad would mainline pre-workout in the morning before work. Not mainline, but he would take pre-workout and just get juiced up and then just go sell ads, and I loved it.
Yeah, I went to GNC with Brad one time on our lunch break, and he asked the guy. He was looking. He was like, "Which one do you like better?" You know, nothing's more fun than talking to the guy at GNC.
Oh yeah, they live for it.
They live for it, and you're like, well, Brad was like, "Which one is better?" And the guy's like, "Well, this one's good, but this one will make you. You know, I wouldn't suggest this one. It really makes you jittery and uppity, and you know, you don't really want that." And Brad's like, "That's exactly what I want.
Yeah,
I want to be shaking before I get to the gym." He is.
You know what I mean?
And maybe the ape shit guys are built different too. So shouts to them.
I may have.
They
to
sent
have
some
you
cool
bring some
merch
of
too.
We did. We got some great
T-shirts as well. That's
Dylan's
right.
going to be wearing his to the gym later.
It just says ape shit with.
That's right. With a gorilla face.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hey, also major shout out to the Will Mommies. We got a care package today from one Crimson Pavlikovsky. I believe I've said that correctly. By the way, great penmanship on her. She wrote us a nice little note.
I did notice that. I also noticed that a glaring lack of Stella picture in the care package. There's a Randy and a Rosie.
Yeah.
I would love for the Stella one to.
You know why? Why are you doing her like this?
I don't exactly know why.
She entered it into an internal art competition within her company. Is what the note says.
Within her company. Oh, I thought it was like a Will Mommies thing, like the whole
no.
art show. Like,
no. Apparently, this painting she did or drawing.
So she's most proud of the Stella.
Yeah.
Okay.
So instead of throwing shade at this young lady,
I was so impressed by the ones that she sent of Rosie and Randy that like, man, I got to get my hands on the Stella.
When Dylan pulled out the one of the white golden retriever, he was like, "No, this is definitely Stella." I'm like, "No, that's absolutely Randy. That dog is a unit. Look at the head on that thing."
Well, the Stella
fight
one
me over
has
it.
more of a blockhead, and that that's Randy.
I don't want to say anything, but she's kind of got a blockhead, bro.
I don't know.
It's a feature of the breed.
No, blockhead is what you want. That's what I'm saying.
All right, we're losing Micah. Micah's got the phone out.
Micah, what are you doing?
Well, I just had an announcement. Will DeFreeze has gotten a Grom off.
Oh, really?
live from the Great Lakes state.
I'm sure it has nothing to do with the fact that we're recording right now.
It's just a cry for attention. And speaking of cries for attention, you should see the Grom that I got off yesterday. I'm making a return to content.
Dude, you killed
fam,
the caption.
at Micah Weiner.
Absolute fire caption. Why don't you tell people what that was?
Well, it was. It had a typo previously. It's been edited since. But yeah, it's a shirt from rowdygentleman.com. You guys remember that website?
Dylan is the original Rowdy Gentleman.
That's true. You inspired the brand.
I don't know if that's accurate.
Hey,
People
Dylan,
at the gym.
it's a good time.
You heard about him getting recognized at the gym in the locker room, just full on.
Were they like
out.
Rowdy? Was the guy like, "What's up, Rowdy?" Or
He said not to be weird, but are you one of the rowdy gentlemen? And I never wanted to crawl into a hole so quickly in my life.
that's tough. Anyway, I have a American flag Hawaiian from rowdygentleman.com that I wear once a year.
Is that what you were wearing when you went to the mall and got kicked out for filming a commercial?
No, that was more of a wintertime Hawaiian because that was around
okay.
Christmas. That's a whole other story. Can I give a shout out?
Do whatever you want, man. People
Shouts
like you.
to Marv Albert.
Oh,
I'm going to miss Marv. He called his last game the other day, 55 years in the NBA. Yes! And it counts.
that's not a very good
Is
Marv
that,
Albert,
is that
man.
okay? I miss him. It was strangely emotional. I was hoping the series would go 7. I found myself rooting for Brooklyn in the previous series because Marv is from Brooklyn. I wanted his last game to be there, but it didn't happen that way.
Did you watch the touching tribute afterward from Reggie and then the guys?
I
on
did.
inside the NBA?
Reggie's the worst.
Oh, why? He's really good.
Reggie isn't really good, but this isn't a sports podcast. But I just want to
Talk
shout out
about it.
Marv.
You
I know
did-
Marv
you were
is
on one.
I know Marv's an optimized backer, so I wanted to shout him out.
Okay, well, I don't think that's true, but I think Kenny is.
Oh, okay.
Kenny
The
Albert.
Jet.
I have no shouts, by the
No,
way.
Kenny Albert, his son.
Oh, Kenny Albert. I see. I thought you were talking about Kenny the Jet.
I've got a really good Kenny Albert.
It's something like Fat Albert,
Hello, I'm Kenny Albert.
doesn't it?
That was a
The Marv Albert.
spectacular move by David Ruff.
I've got a better brain than Marv Albert.
Yeah, you do a good brain.
Puts it up, puts it in. That's not even that good. We just do impersonations here sometimes. People really enjoy it. Hey, did y'all do anything fun this prior weekend? It was a holiday weekend.
It was a holiday weekend. I had a pretty damn good weekend, actually.
I'm gonna let
Thank
you.
you
I'm
for
gonna
asking.
yield my time to the three of you guys, and the third person being Randy, because I'd like to hear about his. As
Ooh,
well.
I'm hyped. We should leave the floor for Randy at the end.
Dylan, start us off.
Yeah, sure. Friday, I went to a little river house situation down in New Braunfels on the Guadalupe. You guys hear about
It's
this
actually
river?
New Braunfels.
It's actually not. New Braunfels. I had an excellent time. Some friends have a sweet little pad down there on the river, and we just took some lawn chairs down there. And
Was
some
it Tad's
fizzies,
house?
and- Wasn't Tad's house.
Are these new friends or old friends?
These are new friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, they iced you, bro.
No, you know who iced me was Bay. Bay iced me. Who does that?
Dude, Shorty came through with the icing.
She said, "Hey, can you take that box outside and to the garbage?" I was like, "Yeah, where is it?" She goes, "Just go outside, you'll see it." And I was like, "That sounds a little sus, right?"
Suspect.
Sus. And so I was like, "Okay."
Thank you, Micah.
So I pick up this box and I was like, "You know what? There's an ice in here." And so I did it. I took a knee.
She posted a video on her Instagram.
She sure did. And I said, "Payback's a bitch." And she, of course, goes, "Oh, I won't drink it if you ever do that to me." So,
Wow. So
yeah, the river was fun.
I won't wear the Arby's polo. You won't get that booty bleached, and she won't take the ice.
That's right. Basically, that's the trifecta of
Yeah, the three horsemen.
yeah, welching on bets. We had a fun little dinner in New Braunfels that night. Hit a bar. It was fantastic.
Where'd you go to dinner?
Krause's.
German?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dead.
So
Yeah,
it's
ton
a
of beers.
German community down there.
Yes, it is.
It is.
They
yeah.
really love it when you go down there and float the river. They're very nice about that.
I may have even had some Wiener Schnitzel that night.
Wow.
Little snits?
Little glizzy
Had to do it
schnitz.
to him.
Little snits over
Little
here.
glitchel. No, that didn't work. Anyway, Saturday I went out to the ranch. The whole big family situation out there.
Great photo of
Did
Parks.
fireworks. Yep. Whole ranch thing.
I guess Parks and that horse squashed the beef.
Yeah. Yeah. They got over it, man.
It's good.
And that's pretty much it, man. Yesterday was just a pretty mega chill day. Closed it out by hanging out with Bay and Lil Bay in Parks, and it was fun, man.
Did y'all watch fireworks?
Bedtime is 8 o'clock, which of course the sun is still up at 8 o'clock right now, so no.
Damn.
Yeah.
How'd y'all's dogs do with the fireworks?
More on that later.
Stella handles it very well, thankfully.
Oh, that's good. Charlie, not so well.
Sorry to hear.
It's
What
okay.
was your scene like?
This weekend?
Whole weekend, yeah.
Sure. Friday we went to happy hour at Griselda's, not Glizelda's, but Griselda's.
You know what? I've done a brunch there, and it was a fun scene.
It is. It's a very good scene.
Yeah.
It's a very good scene, and we had a lovely time. We went to Kind of Tropical afterwards, just a spot on the east side over there. Very laid back.
Is that the Wilmot's competitor?
It would be a great place for a Wilmont's pop up.
Is that the place with the red light inside? Like it's lit very red.
No,
Okay.
it's like a former gas station. They have frozen drinks and food.
We used to do a segment
It's-
called that.
Yeah. Anyway, we had a lovely time Friday, and I don't know if you guys heard the news. They call me Uncle Micah now because I got to meet my new niece.
Wow.
Shouts
Congratulations.
to Adeline June Swank.
Great name.
Yeah, my sister's new daughter. She is. We got to see her yesterday. We had a little barbecue at my sister's place. It was a lot of stress on me. I'm not going to lie, because more pressure than stress. My sister is married to a chef, and Ryan has not yet. He is uncomfortable with his grill. He has a charcoal grill, but he can't figure it out. It's a little different than the model he had before, and so he was like, "You've got to grill the hamburgers." He told me this about a week out.
This sounds like a test.
And his parents were there, and my parents were there, and everyone is very critical about food. But I delivered. They were perfect burgers.
You never had a
Wow.
doubt.
Well, I had a lot of doubt, but I made it happen. Felt really good.
They've often said that burgers are the most difficult thing to prepare.
People have said
tough.
that. People have said that.
tough.
And the only other thing I would say is that I also brought this grilled broccoli salad with tahini dressing, and it was tahini and avocado. It was quite delightful. It was featured in last week's Micah's Read of the Week, the newsletter.
All right. How did I know?
Available every Monday in your inbox around lunchtime, including today, if I can get it done after this
It was
podcast.
quite delightful, he said.
49 weeks in a row. We're coming up on the 1 year anniversary of Micah's Read of the Week, the
Really?
newsletter. Subscribe for free.
Guys, I'm going to do something we don't do very often. I'm going to give some time to Mike 3. Mike 3 being Randy's mic, because producer Randy, or video guy Randy, I don't really know what he is, just guy Randy, who's wearing a Johnsonville Brought t-shirt today. He's back. He was in Vegas, and I just want to see how that went. I haven't had a chance to talk to him, man. Just kind of give me a rundown of that whole trip and what happened when you got back.
Yeah, you can't spell sausage without USA.
Thank you.
You want to know everything about Vegas?
No, not really. Just give me like the last hour.
Just all right. So, we're talking about my flight and everything. Maybe I get Big Cat on this. So, Southwest, I was supposed to be getting back into Austin a little after midnight. I knew it was a late flight. I was fine with it, whatever. The flight got delayed about 3 hours, maybe more. I'm not entirely sure. And it wasn't because of weather or something. It was some type of plane issue. So, they did give me a $100 Southwest voucher.
Very cool.
So that was cool. But left Las Vegas airport later than when I was supposed to arrive in Austin. So after midnight. Not great. Baby on the plane just for, 30 minutes screaming its head off. That was great. Got to Austin around 3:30 a.m. Walked out to the parking lot to a car that had a dead battery. So I did not know what to do. Just sat there for a little while, thought about my decisions in life, then called AAA. AAA has two different apps that they just bounce you back and forth with. Could not get AAA out there for about 2-ish hours.
You should have called Triple H.
Maybe that would work. And then by the time AAA said they were supposed to be there, the parking security came by and said, all right, we'll give you a jump. You could have just called us the whole time. So there's a little, if you ever have a dead battery in an airport parking lot, you could just call the parking authority.
I don't want to Monday morning quarterback you, but that would have been one of the first things I did.
I tried looking
That's
it up, and
probably
I couldn't
a
find
fairly
a.
common thing that happens when people
Yeah.
leave their cars there
Yeah.
for sometimes.
I couldn't
weeks at
find
time,
a. I couldn't
You know
find
what?
anything.
I'm going to give Randy a little bit of benefit of the doubt here, because I wouldn't have thought about that. In retrospect, it makes perfect sense. I'm sure they've got jumping cables and apparatuses
Oh, they do.
on the ready.
Yeah, and I couldn't find a. I thought about it for a second. And I gave about.
But at 3:30 in the
3
morning,
minutes.
how many security guys are running around?
I
there? Probably
assumed
only one.
I couldn't find a telephone
that would
number.
be the time where you need them.
So that was fun. So I pretty much just slept in my car for 2 hours, and then I
Yeah.
finally got a jump.
I
And-
saw you Thursday morning.
Yeah, because at that point, it was like 6 o'clock, and I was like, all right, we're going to record listener voicemails at 9:30.
No.
So by the time I get back up to my apartment, I'm going to get 20 minutes of sleep, and then I have to come back here. So I'm just going to go get McDonald's and then nap in the office. And I wake up at 9:30 to realize listener voicemails already posted that you guys recorded and did not tell me that I did not have to come in Thursday morning.
He's not loving it.
So
Wow.
So I just sat there. And everyone came. The interns came in, and then Dave came in. We hung out.
I was actually here before the interns. Put some respect on my name.
That was true. And then I walked out to my car, and the battery was still dead.
Yeah, it was tough.
So I had to come back in here, wait for another hour for AAA to actually come, and I need a new battery. It was about 5 years old. So
I'm happy it was just the battery.
yeah. So that was fun.
Anytime that starts happening, you start thinking alternator, and you're getting up there in the dollar amount. I'm a car guy. I won't get too technical.
Randy, do you have any highlights from the weekend in Vegas? Who did you go to Vegas with?
It was for my dad's 70th birthday, so it was a little
Wow.
like family reunion.
Looked
Sounds
like
fun.
you got a good gram off. I saw
got-
you were at the PF Chang's.
Yeah, that is true. That was the birthday dinner.
What did you go with?
Glad
We had
go to
lettuce
Vegas
wraps
for the Chang's there.
I've eaten at that PF Chang's, actually.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
in Planet Hollywood.
Yes.
Huh?
very
Yeah.
good.
cool.
Oh, that's a scene.
We had a private room?
Hollywood.
Oh, private room.
Oh,
Shit.
Wow.
I did not get that.
How do you
kind
Big
of-
how do you
baller
take your
status.
Chang sauce?
Snorted? I don't. What do you mean?
Spicy? Don't snort it.
I don't
Please
know.
don't snort
My
it.
dad ordered
You
everything. It was
Steve-O?
family style. I don't know.
Fucking. Okay. Well, that's
But it was
when
fun.
you're here, your family. That's their motto, right?
No, that's Wilmon's.
Oh.
Otherwise, had 3 flat tires on my bike yesterday, and
Okay,
the
well,
main
Randy's
water
down
line to my
bad again.
apartment.
How many? Wait. How do you have 3 flat tires on a bicycle? That
It's a
implies there's only two tires.
So I got a flat, and then replaced it. Immediately got a flat, and then later in the day, my front tire got a flat. So
What, you were just down so bad lately.
yeah.
I'm waiting for this audio board to short circuit or something.
Needless to say, I was also down in Vegas gambling. The little
We
gambling
just
I did.
assumed that. You can let
yeah.
that part out, I think. Yeah.
Well, that's the third bad thing. That's probably a good thing.
Which I'm going to need an advance on my next paycheck.
very cool.
You better talk to HR,
Very cool.
that guy's Twitter account.
All right.
Thank you, Randy, for that.
Thank you.
Can you pull up the Zuck thing? We got to talk Zuck real quick. I don't know if y'all saw this.
Oh, I saw it.
So Zuck has become kind of a caricature of himself. We don't need the audio. We can watch this. What is
Well,
it?
the audio here we should mention is "Take Me Home, Country Roads,"
John Denver.
the John Denver version, the John Denver classic.
Let me say. Well, go ahead, Micah.
Oh, should we narrate what's happening here?
It's him on a board. Dylan,
Yeah.
you're a water sports guy.
I don't
Tell
know
us
what this
about
board is called. It's a surfboard that it's sticking out of the water. It's got a thing that shoots down. And anyway, it's self-propelled. Self-propelled surfboard basically is what it is. Let me say what's going on here is a pretty cool situation. It's a cool, I don't know what lake that is, but he's on the lake, he's got the surfboard thing, and he's holding the American flag.
Looks like
Which-
Whitney.
In itself is a cool thing to do, but no one can make this look as dorky as Mark Zuckerberg.
It's also like a 2-minute long video, which is unnecessary. If Zuck just put out a 10-second video, hey, look at me, I'm surfing with an American flag, that's good enough. You get the point across. Like, no one needs 2 minutes of this.
Well, he doesn't. Okay, a couple things here. He's holding a flag, but no one tosses him a beer. He doesn't caveman a beer
Yeah,
or do
no-
anything
no
like
shotgun
that. He
here.
doesn't Dylan a beer. Dylan was the first to do
I
that.
did
People
invent
forget.
that. Thank you.
I will say he also has a glaring lack of suntan lotion on his face. If you remember the last time he did something like this or was photographed out on the water, his entire face was white,
It was
like
completely
whiter
white.
than
Yeah.
white. And it seems that he's learned from that. And
These surfboard things, whatever they're called, is this a hydrofoil?
this is not. I don't know. I'm going to speak on it like I know. I don't think it is. Another thing that we're missing here, do you remember how goofy cheeked up Zuck was in that last photo? Like, he gives us nothing here. Like, he's got good legs. He's
Yeah,
got
I
good
will say
quads.
I'm impressed by the inseam on those shorts. Those are appropriate.
This
About
is a
5 inches,
hydrofoil
perhaps.
surfboard.
Wow.
According to my Google search.
What's the price point?
I'm seeing anywhere from low thousands to up to, I see one on eBay for $8,800. So somewhere in that range.
I bet Zuck has the
He's
more
probably got-
advanced model.
He's probably got the good one. Yeah.
This probably has AI interface.
And let me say, these look awesome. I want to try this.
You know
Is-
this song
is
is
this-
not about West Virginia, right?
Right.
It's about the western part of Virginia. A lot of people forget
Really?
that.
Oh, I was unfamiliar.
Surprised you didn't know that.
Who is shooting this video? Are they on a boat? Because there's not a lot of wake. I mean, there is some wake, but there's not a lot.
I bet
Or is
it's-
someone else on one of these as well, just shooting Zuck? And
What if
is
it's
it
a drone?
Is it his wife? I don't think it's a drone because it's pretty. But I don't know. It's very confusing.
I think it's a boat situation, and he's just far enough up that he's avoiding the whole wake. I don't know. Very cool by Zuck, though. But the guy's just next level dork city, man.
Yeah, I'm wondering when he officially goes full like Elon, because I mean, you talk about billionaires who do content, like Zuck is dipping his toe in. He's done it. He's done it once or twice. He knows he's highly memeable. For him to do this, is he showing self-awareness? Do we like Zuck now, or are we still?
No, he's clearly trying, and he could also, if he was trying, and he is trying, but he's made the calculation that I'm going to shoot this do-it-yourself style, so everybody can upload videos to Facebook that look like this.
DIY.
DIY. Yes. I mean, this isn't the Aubrey Marcus approach where you have a professional camera crew following you when you wake surf, and then you post a really stylized video.
That's what Dylan does.
Right. Because aesthetics are very important. But I think Zuck is trying to present a more, approachable image, which is weird for somebody who is one of the richest men in the world.
62 bill? Is that the net worth?
That's strong.
Something like that.
It's
many billion.
I hate him. I hate his product. Facebook stinks. Get out of here. I hate it.
He could probably shut this podcast down if he wanted to.
I don't care.
In some capacity.
Well, I do care, but I doubt he could.
Okay. You know what I care about? Oh, go ahead, Micah.
No. I was just going to say, this is open source RSS. You're safe here.
I don't know what that means.
Podcasting terms.
I do know this, though. Cuts Clothing.
Oh.
Big fan. Okay? The sport of business means demanding excellence from your craft and your wardrobe. Your fits need to be versatile, blending timeless style and comfort so that you look as good as you feel. For that, there's Cuts Clothing, Dylan. They've taken a classic men's fashion staple, the plain tee, and refined it, combining premium quality with a minimalist aesthetic. How about that? Their shirts, polos, hoodies, and crew sweatshirts are made for the man who works hard, plays hard, and never settles for less, all in the sport of business. They are just describing you.
I'm like borderline not cool enough to wear cuts because they're kind of stylistically like a tier above where I'm comfortable going, but I can still pull them off. I think they're fantastic. Randy really is the cuts guy here.
Randy is.
He's a major
and
cuts
he's not
guy.
even Cool Randy. Cool Adam probably wears cuts. Take a plain tee, but make it, I don't know, Tony Stark. Freaking Iron Man, dude. The bleeding edge of fabric technology meets the man confident enough to wear it. Cuts Clothing. We're big fans. They've got the perfect t-shirt. That's been accomplished. They've got the fabric uniquely engineered for each clothing style. Consider the new hoodies. Have you tried out the hoodies with the Hyperloop French Terry fabric? They're fantastic. A textile that's temperature controlled and ageless. You'll never need to take it off, and you certainly won't want to. It's premium with a purpose. Each piece of clothing is designed with custom engineered fabric, expertly graded for the perfect fit, arming you for every challenge and opportunity. It's not just a lifestyle. It's not just clothing. It's office leisure apparel for the sport of business. Get 15% off your first order by going to cutsclothing.com/steam. That's cutsclothing.com/steam for 15% off. It's the only shirt worth wearing. The hogs have gone radioactive.
Radioactive.
We got ourselves a problem.
Radioactive. There it is. Wow. That's the song I was just singing.
We've got sound effects.
What's up with these hogs, Dave?
So, do you guys remember the disaster at Fukushima a while back? When was that?
I actually do not.
2011. The partial nuclear meltdown. How do you not remember that? We had a tsunami. We had the meltdown. Big deal.
Those were all around the same time. Oh, it was because of the tsunami?
Right.
Okay, it's coming back to me.
Well, we now have, per sources, indestructible radioactive hybrid terror pigs, which leads me to wonder, on this, in the animal kingdom, which animals do you want to go radioactive the least? I think hogs are up there because hogs are already a menace. We've talked about this hundreds of times on this podcast. Like, we know they're a problem. They're everywhere. The Japanese hog is a problem. It's a problem here in Texas. Not necessarily the Japanese hog, but who knows? They're radioactive. They
So
might
are
end up
these
here.
radioactive feral hogs?
They are, and they're breeding with domestic ones that escaped.
Oh,
There's like
Christ.
this whole exclusion zone. We've got a problem, and they're.
Oh my gosh.
Are you looking at them? Are you checking out the hogs?
Okay, so here I'll just read this paragraph. It's talking about how they have mated with, like you said, the domestic pigs. The result was a new kind of boar-pig hybrid that originated in the initial exclusion zone within 20 kilometers of the site of the nuclear plant, where radiation levels were presumably highest. The study found that the hybrids did not display any signs of mutation despite the doses of radiation they were subjected to. Indeed, surveys of the local boar population found that they are contaminated by up to 300 times the safe human dosage of the lethal isotope caesium-137. In other words, they are highly radioactive and seemingly virtually indestructible. Holy shnikes. Indestructible, radioactive pigs.
Just an absolute problem. Just menacing the countryside.
I want to know what makes them virtually indestructible.
So I think that might be a little hyperbole. I mean, like I feel like a well-placed like 50 caliber bullet might do the trick. Even like the hogs you're gonna find on your ranch or something, like they're not going down with just like a like a little 22, right? You gotta put one in their dome with something powerful, right?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, a 22 to the body won't take one down.
No.
It's not going to slow it.
No, and the fact of the matter is they're usually traveling in packs of 30 to 50. We know that to be true. It says that they're having to bring in kill teams to go after these things because, like, just you can't live in this area. In fact, I don't know like how this works with like if it's like with Chernobyl, you saw this in their exclusion zone. Like you couldn't just go back there and create a settlement and like rebuild everything. You had to wait a mountain of time. But yeah, they're sending in full on kill squads, which I would love to know.
Sheesh, man.
Like SEAL Team 6 going in there to catch some bodies, going full Black Ops. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm like this. Obviously, like the answer is like bears, and you don't want bears to go radioactive. But I think hogs they're already so elusive and hard to kill. Like those things going radioactive is a problem.
Right. No, I get it. I'm still confused about like if you put a bullet in its head, it's going down. You know
Yeah,
what
it's
I
not
mean?
like they're like yeah. I think so. I think there's a little bit of exaggeration.
Well, I mean, I think it's indestructible for outside of humans with weapons.
You're not going to win a knife fight against a radioactive hog.
And I don't think that there's any other predators out there that are taking down radioactive hogs.
Do they have any?
I think they're
natural
indestructible.
predators?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a predator out there. A big cat could probably take one down, but
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think mountain lions are like attacking these guys. They don't see the menace that is the radioactive hog.
The problem is you're not going to catch just one hog. You're going to get multiple hogs.
Well, like 30 to 50 of them.
Got to
30
catch them
50
all.
at least. Got to catch them all. Yeah, this is kind of wild. I don't know, man. Like I feel like every 5 years something pops up about feral hogs in Texas. I mean, like we've talked about this before. I mean, we could literally go pay somebody to go up in a helicopter on their ranch, and they would just go after them with like a massive artillery and weaponry. I'm wondering if they're gonna have to go pull out the heli in Japan to weed these things out. I don't know.
They're more aggressive too, is what it's saying here.
You don't like that. Speaking of aggressive, can we talk about grilling is bad guy? Can you pull up that tweet, Randy? So, like, normally we don't pay a lot of attention. Actually, no, who am I kidding? We always pay attention to clickbait.
How's his ratio looking?
This is something we did on Post-Grad Problems and probably TFM2 back in the day. We would post something just to get clicks, specifically before, like, a holiday or a time on the calendar that we knew would be particularly inflammatory. This is Josh Barrow, at J Barrow on Twitter, who is a journalist of some sort, I think a podcast host. He writes for Business Insider, which by the way, is behind a paywall, this specific article.
Yeah, just so we're clear, Business Insider will publish anyone, I believe. This is it's not hard. This is not a credential. Ooh, I'm published at Business Insider.
Is this kind of like submitting an article to Gawker about how Papa John's is the
I feel
best
like-
pizza place in Chicago?
Although
And they're
Business
like,
Insider will probably pay you, though.
they're like, fuck it, we're going down anyway. Might as well run this story.
Gawker still owes Curry money.
Yeah.
But
Let's just
I
say
believe
that.
Business Insider is doing quite well.
It seems
They
like
are doing well.
They're behind a paywall. There must be people willing to pay for it.
So yeah,
Let me get the ratio out of the way real quick. He's currently sitting on 663 retweets and 13.8 thousand quote tweets. So not the
That's not what
ratio
you want.
you're looking for.
this was just a dunk fest on Twitter. This made its way around Grill Guy, Meat Smokers Only Twitter very quickly. His tweet says, it's a link to his column. His column is Admit It, Grilling is Bad. And his tweet says, your grill is filthy, has poor temperature control, and for some idiot reason has the heating element below the food, so fat drips into it and catches fire. There's a better way to cook in your kitchen. Micah, you're a sous vide guy. You are like the original sous vide guy.
Sure.
I'm wondering what your thoughts are, because I know you dabble. You mentioned earlier you know your way around a charcoal grill. What is your preferred method?
Oh, it depends on the product you're trying to grill, obviously, David. But the sous vide is I won't say cheating, but it can be a valuable tool in a grilling situation, especially for large hunks of meat. Although I haven't used my sous vide in a very long time, a ripping hot grill is the preferred method. Something just stupid hot, and there are stupid hot grills.
I have that problem with my my pellet smoker. I can only
It doesn't-
get it,
yeah,
I can only
that's
get
the
it
only
up to
problem.
like 450, 460 on a good day.
Yeah, you need
wanna
more
get
than that on a
You want to
steak.
get 500 or up if you're doing the sear method, especially the reverse sear.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I again, this thing was behind a paywall, and I was like, dude, I'm not giving Business Insider my business right now.
Well,
I'm just not. But
let me say,
our friends at Fox News, your friends at Fox News, Micah, they've done a nice write up, and they've included a number of responses. One, you guys
Before
know,
you get to those, though,
Okay.
I will say I clicked on the Business Insider link, and before the paywall thing popped up, there is this photo of grilled meats, and the caption is really the best part of the whole thing that I saw because it disappeared, obviously. It said, "The wrong way to cook these meats." And it's just a photo of a lot of meats grilling.
that is too much meat on the grill.
Well, that may be true, too, but
I don't.
the wrong way to cook these meats. That's preposterous. Randy is wearing a Johnsonville shirt. Brats need the smoke. They need to be cooked outdoors.
Yeah, that's what he's seemingly forgetting here is that the flavor you get from a grill is unmatched,
That's right.
right?
And it's fun.
And it's fun. It's an event.
And we'll get to what this guy actually said, but you can't dismiss the human need to be around fire and grilled meat. There's something that there's
primitive.
It's like the umami of life, especially for men.
I've said that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
there's a special appeal to it.
No, there definitely is, and the fact that, like, dude, when's the last time you tried to do a steak in your kitchen, like on a cast iron, and it didn't end up setting off every smoke detector in your apartment or in your house?
Unless you have an industrial grade hood in your home, and no one does.
No one does. And
You can't sear a steak properly.
The ones that you have in your apartment or your house, just your basic kitchen, they don't. I've always thought they don't do anything. They just make noise.
No, I think most of them just recirculate. They just move the smoke from one end of your house to the other.
I can't tell you how many times, and we have not tried this in the new house, but I would try to do reverse sear, and like I mentioned, like the Traeger doesn't get hot enough, so I would try to do it. I would smoke it, and then I would bring it in and try to sear it. Next thing you know, I'm shirtless, waving my shirt like at the smoke detector like a goon. My wife comes down like, what the fuck's going on?
We've all been there.
Yeah, we have.
It's not great. And dude, the thought of doing like anybody who prefers like a brat done in a kitchen to a grill, that is probably the most egregious part of this entire thing. Like, you have to have the grill marks. You have to have a grilled brat.
Was he just like he's just on the stove, just rolling that thing around in a pan? Like, what is he doing?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And like it browns up your pan. It's just a problem.
There are some quotes from. We'll start with the quotes from him before we get to the Twitter feedback. Who doesn't like a backyard barbecue? Me, that's who, he wrote. There's a reason you do most of your cooking inside. Grills are impossible to keep clean. They lack good temperature control, and they make worse food than what you can prepare in your kitchen.
Okay.
So if he okay, if he stuck to making a case about how it was cleaner and easier,
Probably healthier.
he could have gotten away with this a little bit better. But to try and say that it tastes better, also you make better food, that's just objectively wrong.
Well, and he grossly downplays like how easy it is to clean your grill grease.
Yes, grill management is important.
Yeah.
And he writes, celebrate American prosperity with your fine kitchen appliances and make food for the cookout indoors. Your grill is filthy. The first time you use a grill, it is delightfully clean. Then food touches it. Grills run at high heat and food burns onto the grates. Like pots and pans, burned on food is tough to remove from grill grates. It's not that tough. And if you properly lubricate your grill, in fact, it will be this is outrageous.
And
This is a bad take.
Micah, you do work on the apartment grill, the community grill.
And I keep it clean. I keep it hot, keep
It's
it clean,
basically
keep it
in your
lubricated.
backyard.
Yeah, it's remarkable.
It is remarkable. Oh, and dude, and let's not even get started on, like, he doesn't even mention vegetables. Like, vegetables are objectively better when smoked or grilled.
Always. Sure.
Than when just chopped up and done in a skillet, in my opinion. I don't know.
He doesn't go at smokers in this article, does he?
Again, it was behind a paywall, and I wasn't going to give them my hate subscription, although I bet many people did. And I have to say, like, if that was his goal, which I'm sure it was, as he works for Business Insider, mission accomplished. This did the job. This is right out of the PGP playbook. Just strong opinion, great title. Get
Here's-
the reaction, get the quote tweets, go viral.
My favorite part is that he called it stupid that grills have a heating element underneath the food because he's alarmed by grease that would possibly drip down and cause a flare-up. And he wrote that a broiler is a superior tool. Quote, you secretly agree with me about grilling. You may talk a good game about how you like to grill, but where do you do most of your cooking? Almost surely in the kitchen, where cooking is easier and cleaner and produces more consistent results.
Josh Barrow, you son of a bitch. You beautiful son of a bitch. You're doing numbers, sir. You're doing numbers.
He's got a hell of a following, man,
He's got a big following.
which I found to be quite upsetting.
Do I,
I mean,
need a
what are
sous
the
vide?
chances that this is 100% a troll?
I'd say probably. Actually, you know what?
Did you see his follow-up tweet? He
He's
said,
been on this hill for a while.
yeah, in May of 2019.
Well, Jared's been on the Gangnam Style tweet for a long time, too. Just because it's a long con doesn't mean it's not a con.
Okay, but
I like that you somehow worked in the worst tweet in the history of Twitter.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't have anything else to say about this doofus.
Do you guys want to talk about the tweets roasting this bozo?
Yeah, I just want to talk about the fact that Ian Rappaport is not happy. Rap Sheet's not excited. He says, I feel like I'm a professional at ignoring horrible takes, but I cannot ignore this. Maybe the worst take I've ever seen on any subject. Grilling is awesome. Go away, kitchen guy.
Go away, kitchen guy.
Okay, Rap.
I mean, it is a missed opportunity for Josh not to rebrand his Instagram as Kitchen Guy.
Kitchen guy's a good nickname.
It's a good nickname.
That's a YouTube channel that has many subscribers. If you would just do it, yeah. Everybody's just hate posting or hate responding, posting their perfectly smoked meats. I won't show them what I put together last week, my failure of a burger. But yeah, this is preposterous. Mission accomplished. I'm very happy that you went viral. I would have hired you and paid you $25 a column about 5 years ago on PGP. So thank you, Jay Barrow.
Hey, polarization wins in editorial.
It always does.
In the attention economy. Yeah.
You know who's the best at this was Duda.
Yeah.
Duda and Will were like 1A, 1B really good at this. Like,
Well, Curry was the GOAT, really.
okay, Curry was very good.
Was Curry goated?
The Curry Papa John's, if you don't know this, we had an intern named Curry for a while over on the TFM side. And in the dying days of Gawker Media, he
snuck
submitted
one in.
He snuck one in. He was like, hey, he emailed them and was like, hey, can I write a column about the best pizza in Chicago? And they're like, yeah, why not? You know, like they knew they were all like about to get severance packages, hopefully. And Curry wrote one about Papa John's being the best pizza in Chicago.
It's entitled Papa John's Pizza is the best pizza in Chicago.
Is there an editor's note? I thought I recall seeing
It said
an
like
editor's
this
note.
guy just emailed us
Yeah,
and wanted to
something
write
like
that.
that.
It was just like
It says, quote, Curry Schaff is a guy who emailed Tips earlier today asking if he could write about why Papa John's is the best pizza in Chicago. We said yes.
Okay.
And
of course, Ross's Stop CrossFit is another example of the polarization angle.
can I just note that Curry never got paid on that Gawker column?
They
I think
owe-
he still
they-
owed $50.
It's a 50. Wow, they paid well.
They paid more than we did. Yeah, the Stop CrossFit was all time. That's like the one thing I think that like helped launch Post Grad Problems website.
It did. It did.
That was in the glory days of Chartbeat when we would just sit there and like instead of like doing stuff to market a column that was going viral, we would just sit there for like an hour,
Yeah.
just watch Chartbeat and just be like, dude, look at it.
The CrossFit culture is very strong.
Yeah,
They don't play.
They don't play. They were very CrossFit corporate was very like, aha, this is funny, guys. And then we tried. Well, I wasn't with the company at the time, but they believed that there was a shirt that was trying to be sold to capitalize on it. And then they hit us with a we're going to hit you with the cease and desist. So we didn't sell the shirt. But they were
You hate to see it.
They kind of tongue in cheek acted like they enjoyed it. You know, how CrossFit is. Speaking of CrossFit, you know you can wear Raycon while you CrossFit. You can wear Raycon when you do anything. Travel, work out, just hang out.
Raycon.
Some of the best headphones in the world. My favorite headphones. I wear them every time I work out, whether it's for work or play. A lot of us are going to be on the move again this summer. So my advice to you, take your Raycons with you, Micah.
Sure.
You know what Will was just telling us about his Raycons? I think it was Will.
The battery.
The battery situation. He said he hadn't charged them in like 3 months.
No.
And he uses them regularly, and they
They-
just won't die.
Yeah, I think they tell you like 6 hours, but it feels like longer than that. They've got a 24-hour battery life. Excuse me. Well, that's probably why. And they're portable. They come in a nice little pill case. They're crisp. The powerful beats. It's got great bass. Underrated bass. I've had wireless headphones in the past that they just all I'm hearing is the treb. You know, I'm not a treble guy.
You're all bass.
I need to hear it. I need to hear the 808s. And Raycon delivers. They look great. They feel even better. They come in a range of cool colors with customizable gel tips included for comfortable in-ear fit. That's underrated, by the way, because I've got the 2 different size ear
You're
canals or
noted
whatever.
small ear guy.
Got weird ears. I'm a weird ear guy. I'm not afraid to say it. So, yeah, the customizable gel tips are huge for me. I love Raycon. They don't pop out when I'm jumping rope. When I'm hitting the heavy bag like I always do, you know, every day, catch me in there. Just working it. You see me in there.
I'm not once.
Hitting
You
No,
hit
it's-
it. You hit the heavy bag every
Not
day.
once.
every day, dude.
He walks by it on his way to like the leg press, and he taps it. He gives a little pat.
I do. Yeah, I'm scared to go full out. There's some guys who put in work, and you know what though, they look good doing it. Listen up, Raycon is offering 15% off all their products for our listeners, and here's what you got to do: go to buyraycon.com/steam, buyraycon.com/steam. There you will get 15% off your entire order, and it's such a good deal you'll want to grab a pair and a spare. That's 15% off at buyraycon.com/steam. Do it, buyraycon.com/steam.
Very cool. Dave,
So last night was the 4th. Yesterday was the 4th.
your first fireworks situation with a young lad in the house. And of course, you have Randy as well. How'd it go for you?
So we were in Houston. We did a day trip to Houston to see some of my wife's family. Drove back last night, got in probably as the sun – actually, yeah, when the sun was setting and as fireworks were starting to go off, we had a great view. It was perfect driving in on 290 at that time. But something that came up, everybody knows, I've talked about it before, Randy, my dog, who is now 3, over the last year and a half, 2 years, he has developed a like many dogs, he's deathly afraid of fireworks. Thunder, he's curious about, but he is scared of fireworks. He gets very protective. So I was very interested to see how this worked with Rhodes, my son, who is 5 months old. You know, he sleeps with he's got the
White noise machine?
white noise machine, which blocks out pretty much everything.
Those things are clutch.
Yeah, they're very clutch. And I was wondering what was going to happen, like with him. Is he going to, because our neighborhood, we moved into a new neighborhood a couple weeks ago. And let me just say, Southwest Austin is lit on the 4th of July.
Oh yeah.
Like, it is a scene, like multiple neighbors doing the big boy artillery shells, Roman candles. I think I heard some Saturn missiles, one of my all-time favorites, a little cube that just shoots like 60 missiles out.
Hell yeah.
Just-
Let's go.
It was a scene.
How was it? Was next door just popping?
Next door was popping, a lot of condescending stuff, a lot of people saying, bring your pets inside, which
It's next door's Super Bowl.
it is the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Gunshots or fireworks.
Yeah.
But so Randy, we doped him up on our way back with some of the dog Xanax. You ever give Charlie any of the dog Xans?
I think she got a script for it when we traveled with her, but we don't use it recreationally.
Okay, good, good. Well, we hit Randy,
or allow her to do so.
We hit Randy with some just fireworks, chill him out. Maybe it's because Randy's 87 pounds, but like it didn't really work. But we had a mega cute scene. So we get back around 9. It's Rhodes' bedtime, so we're trying to put him down in the nursery. So Randy, hearing all these fireworks, normally he would come over to me and like sit like right near me and like kind of lean on me. Instead of that, he's in the nursery, and he will not leave the baby's side. And when we put Rhodes in the crib to lay him down, he would not leave the nursery.
Okay.
So
that is mega cute.
We get him out of there finally, and then shut the door. He lays down right outside of Rhodes' nursery and like won't move. So I'm assuming that's being protective.
Absolutely.
He's never done this before. Like he normally just hangs out with us. He doesn't, particularly want to hang out in the nursery.
Aren't dogs just the best thing ever? That is absolutely what's going on there.
Dude, I was almost crying. I was like, dude, this is the sweetest thing I've ever seen.
So Stella, who's never been around infants before, my sister now has one. Shouts to Quinn. And
congratulations, by the way, being an uncle.
Thank you. It's a big moment for me personally. Anyway, Stella will just go like sit at her, like when Haley is feeding Quinn, just go sit at her feet and just kind of watch over her, make sure everything's cool. Dogs, man.
Dude, dogs be like that.
Dogs are just the best.
Did your dog do anything cute?
No, she's just scared.
God dang it, Micah.
Yeah.
Give us a cute scene.
She hopped in the bed and just wanted to snuggle.
Snuggle.
We didn't allow our dog to snuggle for the first year that we had her, and then when the when the winter storm hit. You guys remember the winter storm, right?
Yeah, noted freeze in Austin.
We
you know why, right? Because of the windmills.
Right.
So we lost green energy.
We lost power for 4 days, and Charlie then got to spend some time in the bed with us for warmth. And
I think
and there's no going back after that.
No.
And so she spent a lot of time cuddled up with us last night.
That's beautiful.
It was really quite sweet.
Yeah, I'm lucky. Stella, she handles the fireworks pretty well.
We have nice blinds, soundproof blinds in our room, so it's more quiet in there. Because I walked out into the living room, and you could hear. I mean, it was lit, as they say last night.
Sure. I gotta say, as a kid, and even to this day, I like fireworks quite a bit. Like I haven't gone to a fireworks stand and acquired fireworks in a few years, but it's something I like to do. I'm trying not to be the old man yelling at the cloud. But I feel like it's probably customary. It should be kind of a unwritten rule, or maybe even a rule, because you're technically not even supposed to do fireworks in city limits of Austin. But people do them anyway, and nobody enforces anything. If you call 911, they'll probably laugh at you. I'm not saying be a narc. We don't do that.
I don't think 911 is the proper channel for that. It's probably 311. I would imagine.
Not. Although there were some homes that were burned down last night.
Well, there always are. People probably lost fingers last night.
Probably.
Shouts to JPP.
Let me say, if you're the dude in your neighborhood and you're doing the artillery shells, you're doing the big boy fireworks or any fireworks really. What if you stop at midnight? What if you stopped?
That'd be smart.
What if you
how
weren't
late
doing?
Did they go in your neighborhood?
I woke up to get some water at about 2:30, and I heard a phantom Roman candle because I know the sound of the Roman candle because
as someone
I know that timing.
Who shot their peers as a youngster.
Roman candle fight.
Right.
I never saw a Roman candle fight I didn't want to be in.
Dude, I was asleep by like 10:45 last night. It was a good night for me.
Yeah, I just feel like it's not asking too much. That maybe you wind it down at 11.
Dude, before we know it, you're gonna be on Nextdoor, just like giving it to people.
Well, I did. I was opening Nextdoor and refreshing just to kind of see, just kind of hoping that somebody was on there like threatening to call police because thought maybe that would be a deterrent.
Yeah, but the kind of person who's shooting off fireworks at 2:00 in the morning is not on the Nextdoor app.
You think they'd been drinking?
They're just punk kid. Yeah, of course.
And look, I was the kid probably setting off fireworks at 2 a.m. on a Monday morning.
And now you're a zaddy.
And now I'm a zaddy and a dog owner and an uncle.
Zaddy.
Like, dude, think about all the uncles out there.
Yeah, you got to consider all of them. Did
y'all do any fireworks? Any fireworks at the ranch?
At the ranch, we did. Yeah.
What's your firework of
choice? You can go all night at the ranch.
Oh yeah, it's a free for all out there. It's a wild, wild west. My stepdad acquired all the fireworks for the evening. I'm not sure with the big tank one, you know.
Oh yeah.
The tank that shoots out of the, it was tight. That was the big boy. The finale.
Stuff flies out of it.
Did you ever have the boat as a kid that you could you put it in like a kiddie pool or something and it just shot and it looked like a.
No, that's pretty cool.
That sounds.
It
tight.
was, but like
Yeah.
oftentimes it failed to deliver. It was like, well, I'm putting this firework in water. Of course, it's
Water
not
and
gonna work
fireworks
right.
not a
They
great
don't-
mix.
They don't mix. Light fuse, get away. That's the key. I don't know, man. I've thought about it like in the past, like you go in there with like $50 and you do some damage. Now you can go in there with like $100 and get one of those like just variety packs. It's like, and it comes with like almost like one of each of like literally every firework. I kind of have some FOMO that we didn't do that because where we were in a northern suburb of Houston. That neighborhood, they were popping off. And I was like, man, I kind of wish I had been in on that, but I don't know. I was too busy worrying about getting home in time to get the kid down. But what I'm saying is you need to invite us out to the ranch so we can do fireworks.
Okay. We could make that happen.
Thank you.
New Year's Eve is not too far away. Well, it kind of is actually, but that's the next big one,
I don't think I've ever done fireworks on New Year's Eve.
I haven't either.
I usually just go out and let the Thule sing a little bit, just straight up into the air.
Wait, on New Year's Eve you take your pistol outside,
Yeah.
and you just fire it into the air.
Yeah, just kind of a celebration.
Was it your 1932 Smith & Wesson, whatever that thing is?
Desert Eagle.
Oh, you take a 50 caliber pistol outside.
Right.
Okay.
It's very loud.
It
I don't
is.
do it in city limits normally.
Have you ever fired one of those?
Yes.
I have too. My ears are still ringing from it.
The first gun I fired, my buddy's dad was taking us to his place in Maypearl, and he's like, hey, I got this. He's kind of a wild ass. He's like, I got this 357 Magnum. He's like, y'all want to shoot it off this bridge? And we're like, okay. I'd never shot a gun, and it was by far way too much firepower for a 10-year-old. Mm-hmm. And, I've never shot anything. I guess the Desert Eagle probably had as much. I guess it's a 50 cal, so of course it did.
Oh, Desert Eagle. It's like you're up here with it.
Why do I know
It's
somebody
all
who has a
kick.
Desert Eagle? That's the real question here. I don't even remember whose it was.
I don't know, man.
What about you?
They're not super necessary.
I have not shot a Desert Eagle,
Okay.
but I would if I knew someone who had one, and I'm sure I do know someone who has one. Maybe we'll bring it to the ranch.
You think Robert Sarver has one?
You know what? I'm not going to speculate about Robert Sarver. I don't really understand anything about Robert Sarver, truth be told.
I need you to break this down because you hit me with this. You and I are both followers of True Hoop,
Yes,
avid readers of True Hoop.
and an unmissable newsletter.
Great newsletter. Inspired mind of Micah, many say. But this funeral
You know,
roast
there's
thing-
video of this too. I'll set the scene
Yeah, what's
here.
going on here? I'm trying to catch
Okay,
up.
True Hoop is a daily news, and it's off maybe multiple time a week newsletter on Substack, the same place where you can find Micah's Read of the Week, the newsletter.
and Glenn Greenwald.
Sure. And so often they do in-depth reporting, in-depth reporting, I should say. It's mostly about basketball, but there were a lot of pieces that Dave and I have sent back and forth about the NBA's relationship with billionaires and how quickly you can get to Epstein. It's everybody's within 3 degrees. It's pretty wild. And I am very, everyone knows that I'm very anti conspiracy theory, but the reporting has been excellent. Anyway, sometimes they just talk about X's and O's, but they got my attention July 2nd when there was an email that went out that said, video, Robert Sarver at a memorial service.
And tell everybody who Robert Sarver is.
Robert Sarver is the owner of the Phoenix Suns.
Okay.
And for those of you who aren't basketball fans, they are in the NBA Finals for the first time since '93, I think, when Charles Barkley lost to Michael Jordan. It's their first time in the playoffs in 10 years. Robert Sarver is universally seen as one of the worst owners in sports, especially in the NBA. But his team is on a precipice of a championship. They may be favored. I don't know.
They are the favorites.
Are they the favorites?
At this point.
And they are quite good. So it's a big moment for Robert Sarver. He also owns the WNBA's Phoenix Mercury.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So this piece starts, it's written by Henry Abbott, and it says, note, this post contains language that many will find offensive. It's always a good way to start. Basically, one of the minority owners of the Phoenix Suns was a CEO named Richard Dick Heckman, who died last Halloween after suffering an ALS-like degenerative condition. Many people in the Suns were crushed, he says. He was a larger-than-life figure who had been part of the ownership group since 2004. He sat courtside. This was someone who people liked. Because of the COVID lockdown, the family didn't immediately invite people over to remember Dick. It was Saturday, April 17th, 2021, when his widow opened her home to family and friends. Heckman left a lot of family. He and his wife had 2 daughters. With his ex-wife, he raised 5 children and had 9 grandchildren.
This guy got after it.
Yeah, apparently big time, according to Sarver.
Was not living on the edge.
Yeah, and just from his obituary, this demonstrates the kind of person this guy probably was or wanted to be remembered as. Dick would say his greatest achievement was his close-knit family that he leaves behind. So he's a family man first.
Okay.
He's being buried at Arlington National Cemetery.
Very cool.
So this, it's good to have money, I guess.
So Sarver delivered what is kind of, I guess, a eulogy, right?
Yeah, why is this a story?
He was there to honor his friend that day.
Can I read an excerpt?
Sure.
This is what Sarver had to say about Heckman, who was a minority owner of the Suns and one of his dear friends who passed away. He said, "What I really know is that my biggest concern was that the Heckman boys were fucking their way through the cheerleading team, and Dick was chasing everything that moved in Scottsdale. Speaking of, someone said he left his DNA. He did leave his DNA in Steve Nash's sock somewhere in the locker room. That was about the 3rd week after we bought the team."
Wait a minute. So am I to believe that this man has done that in Steve Nash's sock?
That's exactly what he's saying.
That's what the owner of the team said.
This is a eulogy, correct?
This is at least a memorial service.
Is there? I think I know why you were taking so long to get to this. Is because you wanted Dylan to read it. And
No,
you
I
don't want to get clipped by Timo.
I was afraid I was going to get clipped. But wow. There's more, though.
This is supposed to be like a touching tribute to the man's life. Like his kids are going to be watching this.
This is in front of friends and family.
The piece says, despite this being a memorial service, the portion of Sarver's talk never strays far from the subject of sex. At times, he seems to be speaking to Heckman's sons directly, which, here we go.
Yeah,
that was right about when he bought the boat.
So right
the
there,
boat.
you know where this is
going. The
going.
boat was a bordello.
When there's a boat involved.
That's not good.
We know was it the Vikings? The Vikings
yes,
boat
the love boat.
Oh God.
Let's be honest about it. The boys used to park that thing off the beach there at Cabo. There was, what was that? The Office? They'd park that thing off the Office at Cabo, and they'd come in, bring them back. Of course, Dick took great pleasure in knowing that he could get the girls before you guys could. I mean, he really took pleasure in that he could outmaneuver you guys.
His sons, of course. He's talking about his literal sons, not the Phoenix Suns. He's talking about his own flesh and blood outmaneuvering them with the ladies.
Yeah.
That's an interesting
He
thing.
also told a story about bringing some children onto the boat and these children seeing things they probably shouldn't have seen.
Yeah, like he opens a bedroom door and there's a 2-on-1 going on, which I think is referring to a menage a trois.
A 3-way.
I say, I think it's probably a good idea we get the kids off the boat. Never went on the boat after that. So he's already been buried, but he's burying him a second time for shits and gigs, seemingly.
I've got a rule, and it's to never go on a billionaire's boat. I'll just say that.
You think there's some unruly things going on?
Yeah, generally speaking.
Could be.
Like you're not gonna catch me on the Bravo Eugenia. You're not catching me on Jerry's yacht, even though he might be doing the draft from the yacht,
What is
which
this guy
not talked
thinking?
about enough, by the way. Kind of a flex, major flex.
Major
not even kinda.
flex. Yeah, shouts. I have a rule, too. You may never go on a billionaire's boat. Robert Sarver, if you're listening, you are banned from my memorial service.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up. Is there anything like, God forbid, something happens to you?
Yeah.
Anything that you don't want me bringing up? Like, I mean, can I at least take some shots at your producer credentials like we do often?
I mean, I'm not a fan of the memorial service roast, personally. I find it a little bit distasteful.
You want touching tributes only.
It has to be tasteful, though. I mean,
I mean, this isn't like, it's one thing if we're at a bachelor party or if we're at a wedding and you're giving a speech or the rehearsal dinner.
Anything sex or sex adjacent is, I think, should be off limits when delivering a eulogy or any kind of memorial.
Yeah, save that for
Toast.
like when you and the boys are at the bar.
Yeah. You know what? You could have this conversation. Just have it with the Suns. No, not the Phoenix Suns, but the Suns.
Confusingly.
Yes. No, this is bad. You don't want this to go viral.
Well, we got Brett here, man.
Like,
That's
Dylan, I'm going to
sick.
tell you, I'm not going to bring up, God forbid something happens to you when you did doo-doo your pants on a road trip with the lads. I won't bring
See,
that
I would
up.
think that's fair game, Dave. Go ahead. You can talk about that.
But is that what we want you to be remembered by?
No, but you know what? When I'm dead, I probably won't care a whole lot.
I mean, this guy who's dead is getting more clout.
I
I've
didn't
never
know who
heard of
this
him
guy
before
was. I
this,
didn't know
and
this guy
now
was until this moment.
old
you know, a
Dick
viral moment at a memorial service does raise your clout level.
Yeah.
You know, a good place to talk about this kind of stuff, these stories, is around the Solo Stove.
Wow.
Oh,
This
do you guys
guy-
have solo stoves?
this
We
guy's a
do.
Oh my
professional.
God,
There's something.
Wow.
There's something that feels magic
Do you
about
not have
summer
one,
nights, man.
Micah?
I do not have
That
a
is
solo
truly
stove.
embarrassing. Wow, what an idiot.
I do live in an apartment complex where this is probably illegal.
Well,
That's okay. You
maybe
got that grill right out back too.
They're going to learn today.
Maybe it's those gentle breezes, symphonies of animals and insects, or the warming of glow of a campfire. I think it's the latter.
You're
personally.
trying to act like I didn't fire mine up with my son and we didn't roast marshmallows over this thing. That's what
Did
you're
you?
trying to
Did
act
y'all
like.
do s'mores or just the straight up roast?
We did s'mores, but he's more of just a marshmallow kind of guy.
Day or night, a smokeless fire pit from Solo Stove turns magical summer moments into unforgettable memories.
You're probably thinking, oh, they bill it as smokeless. This is probably some kind of, they're like pull one over on us. There's no way.
It's not.
You know, fire produces smoke. This thing works, man.
As somebody who, I've got very sensitive nose allergies and stuff. I hate breathing in the smoke. I hate smelling like smoke. I hate having to like go to a campfire, then like, oh, I have to shower before bed because all my bedding's gonna smell like smoke. I hate that, and that's why I am a Solo Stove guy. I've got it set up in the new backyard. Dylan, Brett's here now.
Can't wait for that invite.
Gonna
man.
have you come over one day. We're going to have to just make some memories of our own. No one forgets their time at summer camp, the friendships, the activities, and most importantly, the s'mores, Dylan. But cleaning up the campfire, it was messy, leaving behind charred and crumbling debris. With Solo Stove Smokeless Fire Pit, you can experience all the joys of gathering around a fire without the messy cleanup. It's so, I mean, dude, I can't say enough. The smoke thing, like, yeah, I was skeptical. I was like, dude, how is this even possible? But it's like your neighbors won't even know you're out there doing it. Big fan, stainless steel construction designed to regulate airflow and burn more efficiently. Easy to keep lit, even easier to clean, easy to light. With a few bits of starter, your fire's blazing in minutes. They're so confident you'll love it. They offer a lifetime warranty and a 30-day free return policy. No one needs a reason to gather around the fire. Solo Stove just took away any reason not to, and now you can get $10 off when you use promo code STEAM at checkout. That's $10 off when you use promo code STEAM at checkout. Go to solostove.com. Again, solostove.com, promo code STEAM. Brett, you're going to have to fill in for Micah because he just walked out like in his old times.
In true Micah fashion, leaving. He didn't slam the door this time, so you got to give him props for that. But
Has he thrown anything in a garbage can yet, by any chance?
not yet.
No?
But for old time's sake, I kind of want him to.
That's true. That's true.
What
Well,
do we have in breaking news, man?
we had some fun stuff here. Hop in.
You want to talk about that guy's ass?
We can. Have you
Dude.
guys talked about it?
We touched on it.
I was kind of saving it for you.
Yeah,
you,
it was-
you are the proprietor of this ass.
It was a phenomenal app.
Was any chance he has some kind of prosthetic back there, or like
It
a,
has to be a chance. I mean, it was too ridiculously round. You know, you don't see shapes
hell's
like
going
that in the
on?
wild.
Brett was at Dirty Bill's over the weekend, and
They are all the way back. By
they're all the way back. And he snuck a shot of this guy who was just posted up at the bar, bellied up, with just all the ass. I can't even. I think you responded on Twitter too. Wow,
Just for old time's
Are
sake.
you kidding me?
what an
You know what? That's perfect. That's fantastic.
Micah,
that's so disrespectful. to the random.
we were just talking about this. I hadn't done it yet, and I kind of wanted to for old time's sake. You come in here, you do it, and you say it's for old time's sake.
Double homicide with the liquid death, by the way. It's number 2 for the
Is
whiner
Micah
man.
pulling a double homie right now?
I love Liquid Death. Shouts to Shouts to everybody
Your thirst
murdering
had
their
no chance
thirst.
today.
No, it did not.
No.
Speaking of, Dirty Bills has Liquid Death in there behind the bar.
That doesn't shock me.
Who doesn't at this
Yeah.
point?
That does not shock me. So tell me more about this guy's ass.
Yeah, so I'm sitting there with intern Klein and Sid Yoths, and this guy comes walking by. Wife beater tucked into like dress slacks with an A&M class of 88 hat on.
Absolutely no one is dressing that way.
Flow for days and an ass that I've never seen. It was the nicest ass in the bar.
It was God tier.
God tier.
It was goated.
and just Klein goes, "Oh my God," and I'm like, "Yep."
Wow. I
And,
can see him saying that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I had to document the
I'm
interaction.
sorry that you had your girlfriends with you, man. I'm sure they were like
Dude,
just like bread ain't shit.
Were girls talking
Yeah.
to this dude, like walking up to him?
No,
Or-
nobody was talking to this dude besides his boy.
He's too intimidating. You can't approach
That
a guy
yeah,
like that.
he's an unapproachable ass.
Right. Yeah. Well,
Goodness gracious.
he went about his business and just kind of hung out with his buddy at the bar.
You know who's been real quiet since we've been talking about the ass?
Yeah, Randy.
Randy.
Yeah.
He's so intimidated by this guy.
Sorry,
Who
dude.
wouldn't
No,
be?
suddenly, no one's talking about Randy's dumper.
This dude looks like the fake Tom Cruise ass in that
That's
movie.
exactly what it looks
Yeah.
like. Yes.
So
If this guy does video, let us know. Wants to get into the podcast game. We might have an opening.
he did. I was hoping he was gonna be like, "Yo, what's up?" Like, big fan of the pod type of thing. We could get a positive identification.
And you
on
would have
him.
said, I'm a big fan of that ass.
Yeah, I would have. I would have been like, "That's an incredible ass. Is that real?"
What were the girls saying? Were they,
They were as dumbfounded as we were. They're like, well, I kind of want to like
good grief.
just give it a little.
He's just
like, a
dummy
little boop.
thick.
He was. Dummy
It's
thick.
available on Twitter for the time being.
It is.
Other
I
than
think
this
that's what
guy's just bodacious booty, as Dylan would say.
Sure.
Do you have any breaking news?
I do, Dave. Would you like to go one of three routes: the Russian alcohol industry,
Mm.
super volcanoes, or oceans on fire?
Does Russia do anything other than vodka?
Well, yeah,
Let's start there because I think this might be the only positive one.
sure. The I guess what you want to call it, the Ministry of whatever in Russia
Culture?
has signed a law, and more specifically, Vladimir Putin has signed a law on Friday that requires all foreign producers of champagne to call it sparkling wine. So there's no champagne allowed in Russia anymore. It's sparkling wine.
How does that make you feel?
Unless it's produced domestically. Then it can still be called Shapanskoye.
Are
What
they
the heck?
are they saying that they are the originator of the beverage? I don't understand here.
It's hard to say.
This is just very nationalistic.
Very.
Isn't champagne one of those liquors that are alcohols that is only allowed to be called champagne if it comes from the Champagne region of
I
France?
believe that's
Yeah.
correct.
That's why it's called sparkling wine in the United States.
Right.
Or Prosecco in Italy, Dave.
I prefer Prosecco personally, but that's just a subjective thing. I don't care.
So how is Putin doing this? Saying that if it's made in Russia, it's now champagne.
The guy kind of makes his own rules.
He's just he's just cucking the Champagne region.
There could be actual champagne from Champagne imported to Russia. You would have to call it sparkling wine.
Correct.
But I could make, if I was a Russian making sparkling wine in my bathtub, I could call
Shapanskoye.
that champagne.
Correct.
Well, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Well, he makes his own rules, Micah. He's kind of a crazy man. It also looks like our host here.
He does not have a mustache.
Well, he doesn't have a mustache.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah, good try.
He should grow one.
He looks good with the shirt off too, just like Dave.
He looks okay. That's. I mean, look, for an older guy, he looks okay.
He likes having his shirt off.
Of all the of all the things Putin has done in the last couple of years, this is possibly my favorite.
He's kind of toying with it. At
This
this
is
point.
just
He's just bored.
stirring
Yeah.
up a little, just some drama.
That's one of his buddies. Is like, hey, can we call our shit champagne? He's like, yeah, I got you.
I like that move.
Friday news dump. He's like, no.
Tell me about the super volcano.
You're aware of the Yellowstone caldera, Dave?
Honestly, every 6 months,
Yep.
a story comes up and it gives me anxiety for a couple hours.
Well, earthquake activity is up 4 times above normal at
Okay.
Yellowstone.
All right.
So,
What does that mean?
unfortunately, Dylan, at some point in the near future, which could be decades, could be hundreds of years, could be thousands of years, Yellowstone is going to blow the fuck up.
That's
and,
gonna. That's,
uh,
I'm
You're saying
truly are gonna
you're
hate to
saying
see that.
what are you
Yeah.
saying? Has Yellowstone just been edging all these years?
Yellowstone's dope, man.
It is dope. It is going to be a absolute ground zero for a horrendous environmental catastrophe at some point again, but it's
Well-
overdue by a good couple 40,000 years or so.
I'm tryna buzz, I'm tryna cut.
Right. That's Yellowstone currently.
It's trying to bust.
Dylan was saying the Yellow Rose is where he's trying to.
Oh, come on.
Come on.
Anyway, as many as 445 earthquakes have been experienced during the month of June, which is up over like 150
It
normal-ish.
sounds like a lot of earthquakes.
Yeah, which is usually a sign of impending eruption.
And this is like ash covering the entire United States.
The west of the Mississippi is more or less, in for a pretty good.
That's us, isn't it?
Yeah.
When's this going to happen, Brett? I need to know.
What about
Well-
the western part of Virginia?
Hard to say.
Ah, damn it.
Hard to say. Is that? You have family up there?
No, and it's just I like the song.
Oh, right. But no cause for alarm here, boys. Says it's going to be probably nothing's going to happen from this. Nothing's going to come from it,
Okay.
according to weatherboy.com.
Okay. Is that your new weather app of choice?
No, it's actually My Radar, which you should get on. It's fantastic.
You're a My Radar. I need to dump the AccuWeather.
Yeah, AccuWeather's radar maps are all over the place.
Okay. Okay. Now I know where we're going with this. Tell us about the ocean,
Randy.
the Gulf.
Well, you heard of the Mexican state-owned oil company? I think it's Pemex.
Pemex.
Yeah, they had a little bit of an oil, a gas pipe burst in the Gulf of Mexico, and now it looks like a Roland Emmerich film in the Gulf.
I'm no.
The ocean's on fire, Dylan.
Well, they put it out to
Like
be
the
fair.
Kings of Leon song.
Can you tell me why they're spraying water on
It's a great
on
question.
this?
I'm not sure that it's water. I would imagine it is a chemical substance.
Fire retardant.
Okay.
There were some funny memes going on with a little boat that's just shooting a little jet 30 feet from its bow.
I
That's
saw some people doing the memes about this, yeah.
it's just like, what is when the analyst, the first
Maybe
year
that's to
analyst
keep it
chips
from-
in on the big.
Expanding? Yeah,
Deal,
maybe.
I don't know.
Do we know how hot the water around it got? I know that's probably like the least important in all this, but like I'm very curious. Like how close could you get to that without like boiling?
I would imagine that anything in the white inner circle is probably pretty much boiling.
Okay.
I feel like a hot tub probably, Dave.
You put a little salt in your water to make it boil faster. So, and that this is the Gulf, so it is salt.
I heard you put olive oil in after it starts boiling, not before.
Really?
Yeah, and salt.
I
Like that's
normally
not.
don't salt mine that much. Some people
Really?
do, some people
They
don't.
say
No,
you
I
should.
do.
Your
What?
water should taste like the ocean.
What, Randy? Randy's shaking his head.
Randy,
What are you,
can
like an expert?
Randy, can you go to the second video in the that we had pulled up in the,
He's shaking
in the
his
tweet
head.
thread? Yeah, this is another pretty good view where it looks like the gates to hell.
Ah, yes.
The apocalypse.
Yeah, that looks like a movie
Yeah.
because
It's not what you want to see.
it is
What-
a movie.
was
Anyway,
anybody
Dylan,
injured?
Nobody was injured.
Nice.
Well, some fish.
Well, yeah,
perhaps.
that probably.
You going over with the net later on, being like, we got some perch ready to go.
Just no. You know why? Because, dude, like cooking in the kitchen is far superior than on the grill or in the ocean.
Right.
I don't know if we did that story earlier.
Oh,
Remember
fine.
that?
That's cool. I'll listen back. The fireball has been contained.
So
I
what
guess.
now?
Well, they're just going to have to fix the gas leak below the surface.
Micah, you're a big fan of state-owned industry. What do you have to say?
Yeah. Especially Pemex.
Because a lot of people are saying this is a glaring indictment on capitalism, and then people are countering and saying, well, this was state-owned.
And-
So what is it?
President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador said oil is the best business in the world recently.
I think that, well, I mean, like $75 a barrel. I don't.
Hard to argue at the
Yeah.
moment. Yeah, that's a lot of oil that's on fire, literally right now. That's many millions of dollars.
What does this mean for gas prices?
You know what? I'm not an expert on Mexican gas prices and what this means to their market there, but can't be good.
Sheesh.
It's tough. Well, Brett, thank you.
Yeah, that's just a whole lot of fun breaking news for everybody on this.
Have you got
Thank
any
you,
leads
Brett.
on this
Very
dude's
cool.
ass?
No leads.
No one
leads.
says, like, oh, that's
Nobody's
my buddy
got.
Derek.
He
Like,
lives in Austin, presumably. Like
Yep.
that's not a guy in town on vacation. You don't wear that. That's a local.
The
right?
the vintage A&M class of '88 hat. Has
Yeah.
a,
you don't
like,
go
that's
beat her
got
to
a
the
tie.
Dirty Bills if you're a out-of-towner?
No, I haven't done that particular style since like high school.
What's that?
You have done that style
The
before?
beater. Yeah, we wore them in high school.
Beaters?
Yeah, it was a no-show
Tuck-
undershirt.
tucked into
No,
like,
no,
dress,
never
tailored dress.
Never
slacks.
tucked it into dress slacks. I don't think.
The shoes, you can't really tell, by the way. They're either really nice boots or really nice dress shoes.
I'm gonna go with boots just because I think it just makes it that much.
It
more
appeared to
go.
be boots to me on first glance.
No fur, glaring lack of fur, but Good boots, nonetheless.
His buddy next to him, the guy in the photo, you can see he's not rocking the same level of athleticism or outfit or ass for that matter.
Still a good-looking guy, though.
Those pants
he's
look
just
to be
okay.
tailored to fit his ass.
Yeah.
Either that or they're like, where are those stretchy jeans that you guys used to promote?
Muggsy?
Yeah.
Oh, those are horrendously fitting jeans. No offense to Muggsy.
It's an old sponsor.
Well, it's never going to be a sponsor alert now because Brett
Yeah.
just trashed him.
Do you want ill-fitting jeans as a sponsor,
Wow,
Dylan?
big news.
I want ill jeans, not ill-fitting.
Big news from social media. Cole Camel just pinned my comment on his post.
What?
What was your
Really?
comment?
Let's go.
You dropped this with the crown emoji.
What?
It was a
Wow.
good comment.
Oh,
That's
did you report the big news from the ranch? This unfortunate news from the ranch?
Oh, I
Oh,
haven't
man.
yet. No.
Well, you don't. I don't mean to tease it like that.
You're
but-
breaking
I
news.
have to now. Kiddums, unfortunately, has passed away. Kiddums is no more.
Rest in peace to a
R.I.P.
real one.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
She broke her hip.
Oh,
Jeez,
Oh,
so
man. Hate that.
Yeah, and
she
it
was older, right?
19.
19.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness.
What's that in cat years?
Kiddums was a fighter. Cat years, you got to think it's up there. I don't know.
Probably like 800 years
Right.
old,
Yeah.
Right.
something
So,
like that.
R.I.P. Kiddums.
Pour one out for Kiddums.
I
man.
will.
Thank you.
Ah, jeez.
Sorry, I ended on
I
a
know,
rough
I
note.
know.
Condolences.
Tough,
That's okay.
tough scene.
That's all right. We'll just pull up a picture of that guy's ass.
Yeah.
Change the vibe in
always
here.
Make things better.
We'll see you guys
Raise the
on,
spirits and
I'm looking at
maybe
it
something
again.
else.
Good grief.
see you guys Wednesday with Cactus Jack and noted New York Times best-selling author W.R. Bowen. And tomorrow with mystery guest on The Bachelorette, only on Patreon. Bye-bye. Do it, Dylan.
Bye.